The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.
Business Boost is brought to you by Mix 93.8 and the National Small Business Chamber, turning small business into big business.
Joining me on the line, we have Mike Anderson, CEO and founder of NSBC Africa. Mike, welcome back. How are you, sir?
Excellent, Damian. Thanks for bringing me back. I much appreciate it.
Yeah, so we're chatting about a very important thing today. And, it's the issue of failing businesses in South Africa. Too often, we head to our favorite malls or, our favorite places, and you just see these businesses closing down like one after the other. And it seems to be pretty endemic in South Africa at the moment. So salvaging a failing business, it looks like it can't be easy. Where do business owners go wrong with it?
Now, Damian, first of all, this is not all doom and gloom. As long as we know where we stand, what we can do, and then make it happen to do that. And, I think that the problem here is many people give up and just before they become successful.
For sure.
And so let's talk about that for a minute. But where do people go? Where do business owners go wrong? And if you look at the highlights, really, poor sales is a big one. And here's another big one, Damian, refusing to pivot and adapt. That's become out quite strongly over the past 2.5 years. Lack of capital. And here again, not only lack of capital, but spending too much on things that don't matter. Important one here, faulty business model. We've got to fine-tune that business model and make sure our customers accept what we've got to offer. Poor planning is a big one. Daily planning is necessary. Here again, I say one doesn't need a complex, long, drawn-out plan. But every morning, if you can focus on your short-term, medium-term, and long-term, and have that laser-sharp strategy for the day ahead and for the weeks ahead, really important. Mismanaged cash flow, a big one. And, of course, too much debt, low morale, and, of course, low-performing, poor-performing staff. Key areas.
So if you could highlight a few other key areas of what's needed to be done in the turnaround process, where does one even begin to do this process?
First of all, Damian, let's take responsibility for everything that's thrown at us. Where are we in right now with our business? First of all, assess the situation. Once you know what the problem is, you must make sure your team is ready and capable for the next task, the turnaround. First, understand the strengths of the existing team. Then find ways to make quick improvements and effect change. Second point, entice employees to meet goals and replace those who don't. You know what? It's a big word. It's a big statement, but you cannot keep people on the team who are not contributing to your business. You need to look around and evaluate who's pulling their weight and who isn't. If your workforce is not working for you, then this can be at the root of all your troubles. Entice employees to meet goals and replace those who don't. A business cannot function by itself. People make it function. People make or break your business. This is why you need to re-employ. To resurrect a dying business, get the right people on board and get the wrong people off, period. Get rid of the toxic elements now. For those who are committed in your team and have a great attitude, bring them close to you and teach and help them to help you. Next important point, re-innovate and do something new. Lack of innovation is one of the warning signs of a dying business. It is impossible for a business to remain relevant in the market if it fails to introduce new products, services, and new ways of doing things. People change, markets change, technology changes, and so must your business. If you refuse to change by constantly innovating your product services, you are doomed. To bring your dying business back to life, do something new. Another vital point, kill the old brand and create a new one. One of the consequences of a dying business is the negative impact it has on your brand. Customers begin to lose trust in the brand as their satisfaction level declines. Negative word-of-mouth marketing starts to spread, and the brand is no longer known, liked, or trusted in the market. To correct this negative association with the brand, you have to kill the old brand and create a new one. But here's the thing, this doesn't necessarily require total change in the brand name. Only do this as a last resort. What rebranding means is to give your business a new meaning, a facelift, and a new brand identity. Importantly, the big one, refinance your business. As much as I would like to tell everyone that you don't need money to resurrect your dying business, we both know that wouldn't be true. One of the most obvious signs of a dying business is lack of money, for whatever reason. You're almost out of business because you're running out of cash. So to get your business back to life, you need to pay close attention to finance. The easiest option will be to seek external funding, but as we know, this can be a very daunting task, especially if the money in question is significant. So what do? Start sourcing funds from within the business by doing the following. Take from your personal savings. You need to. Sell off some fixed assets to raise immediate cash. Cut costs by reducing your operational expenses. Look for every unnecessary expense and cut them off. Lay off every redundant staff. Stop every extra incentive or benefit for a while. External funding is tough at any time, as we know, especially when you're in trouble, but it's not impossible. So be brutal on the money. Don't buy things you don't need and get rid of the things you don't need. Then, of course, importantly here, rework the way you used to work, performance-driven work. If you keep doing what you have always been doing, you will continue with a failing business. Extract what has been working and do much more of that. Try new things, do new things. Focus on performance-driven work or goal-oriented work. Align your work with your strategic goals of the organization. Only by doing so can the business be saved from dying. Every work must be broken down into processes, must have an owner and must have a goal or key indicators to track performance. Damian, finally, fire your bad clients and smash your remaining customers' expectations. Every business has clients that they took on that cause a lot of heartache, but offer little in the way of profit. For a lot of failing businesses, these clients are time-heavy but don't result in much profit. Raising prices or letting these clients go can often be a good call and help a business succeed. Instead of tying your business down to these clients, you can focus more on high-paying, quality clients that are loyal and beneficial to your business in the long term. And then build on those great clients and continue to smash all their expectations.
You've given us a lot to chew on here, Mike. Now, have you got a closing message for business owners in trouble?
Damian, many years ago, I was there, and it's lonely in the box. Your family is there. Your children need to go to school. So you're in a tough spot, but it's not all doom and gloom. I think we have to take these key points and others and really also make that decision. Change whatever you need to. Look at these key points. Assess your situation. Get rid of bad employees. Try something new. Kill the old brand. Refinance your business. Rework. But what's very important here, if you keep moving and never give up, you'll always arrive at where you want to be. But also, don't keep doing the same thing that you're doing now, because that's why you're going where you're going.
Yeah, I can only agree with you there, Mike. Thank you for your insights. We appreciate it as always, and I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll catch up with you next Tuesday.
Damian, like one. Take care of yourself too. Thank you.
Cheers. Mike Anderson, CEO and founder of NSBC Africa. So we actually chatted off air a bit, and we'd like to involve you a bit more. So if you've got any questions that you'd like answered or any topics that you feel you'd like to hear covered, just drop me an email, damian@mixfm.co.za, and I'll forward those on to Mike, and then we'll let you know when it's time, and you can tune in and we can cover all your questions, give you some answers to that, and maybe some topics that you'd like to hear.
The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.